watering like I stay teething. You can't reason with the animal that's loose in my brain's tweaking. You don't really know me. If you think you do get amnesia, got a problem, I'm subtracting you like a mad teacher. I'm that lethal like a threat to a man's preacher. I send you up to Christ if you crossing your act even. Preparation means opportunity, maybe. Being great is ambiguity, baby. Too much is fake for your foolery, ain't it crazy? Keep on hating, it's fuel to me.
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And coming up, we've got Aaron Rodgers. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Jets and the Texans. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 24.
Well, it's an afternoon probably best suited for skating in Central Park, but we're across the river and we are in for a cold one at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today it's a Week 14 matchup. It should be a good one, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the New York Jets. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. And they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they've handled all comers through the first 3 months, a perfect 12-0.
Away to a perfect season, and now's where it really starts to get into your mind. We'll see if it affects their play in any way.
And he returns this to the 22. So here are the Texans now with a fresh face at quarterback, the 2nd overall pick from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud.
After what we saw last week, over 400 yards passing, the obvious thing is to go talk to him. I want to talk to his receivers, and boy, were they enthusiastic about what happened then, and they can't wait for this week's game.
He was hitting them outside, over the middle, everywhere, and for his efforts, of course, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that, but that would have been a big play, but he could not pull it in. Here's 2nd and 10. Now Stroud. Flushed out right. And his throw is going to be incomplete. The partner of this offense, 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night, 38-24 the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of 85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year, playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
2nd and 10. Stroud will run the option left. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. When you talk about this Jets defense, this crew against the pass, issues at times, ranked number 24, Charles, in the NFL.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Stroud working out of the gun. He'll let this go deep for Collins. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. A shotgun snap to Stroud. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Jets are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Well, the Jets offense ready to take over, and they do so behind the now 40-year-old quarterback. He hit that milestone back on December the 2nd. Here is Aaron Rodgers.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down. To throw is Rodgers. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
But there is a certainty in this game. We know that wherever he goes, he's going to draw a big-time crowd.
Throws in a double coverage there, and look, that's something that he's going to have to deal with a lot in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that one.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So a rocky start on both sides offensively. Turnovers exchanged.
I saw what you did there.
What'd I do? Rocky. Too rocky.
I saw that. I got it. And and right now, they're carrying it around like they are wearing boxing gloves. If we're going to have that kind of a reference, they've got to get it together and start playing a little bit better ball.
Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jermaine Johnson credited with that sack.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a first down now, playing behind the sticks.
Holding offense.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
He's going to air it out deep for Woods. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Robert Woods, former USC man, the intended target, and it's 3rd down. Well, certainly in a pickle here. They have a mile to go to try to pick up the first. We'll see what they've drawn up. He'll let this go deep for Collins. And it's knocked away and incomplete. On 4th down, here's Cameron Johnston on the punt for Houston. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Fights loose. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Rodgers now on 1st down. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete. And this passing game, his whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. On the return, it's King. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Ready.
Play action. Stroud now. Steps away. That one complete. It's tanked down. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before. Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Here's the call.
Ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Stroud now on 1st and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Stroud. That's caught left side by the tight end, Jordan. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Now here's Stroud on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Touchdown. Takedown. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. New York set to take the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 23-yard line.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. His 1st catch, good for 16 and a 1st. Throwing now is Rodgers. Got a man, that's Trent Sherfield. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 2. Now Rodgers, a free play. And this is incomplete, but a flag back at the line of scrimmage. And this could be a 1st down. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Rodgers now on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Sacks, a growing theme in this 1st half. This is 2nd and long. from the gun to give to Henderson. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up. Now Rodgers. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Houston. Over. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
Stroud. Airing it out deep for Woods. That's caught inside the 20. A huge play there for Houston. 65 yards.
I'll tell you what, this is not going to be a fun discussion at halftime for this defense. They've been absolutely taken advantage of in the first half. And here's another play for big yardage.
On the jump. Check it.
Stroud looking to throw. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
The 2nd down throw now from Stroud. Here as he's taken down. Jermaine Johnson. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense, they came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. And Stroud now to throw. Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense a credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
And not much happening there as he'll get it back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll get started up at Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati. And it's the Bengals who are out in front as those two head towards the break. Tyler Boyd, a touchdown reception. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. A good performance from Bryce Young, the rookie, with 2 touchdown passes. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they trail in that one as it's the visiting Jags who are out in front. The Jags still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. This has been a hard-fought battle thus far. Just the 1 touchdown to this point is still anybody's game at 7-0, as both of these defenses have been out there trying to one-up one another. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Just the 1 touchdown in that first half, 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Here's King. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, and they'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Stroud to throw it. He's going to air it out deep for Woods. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Holding offense.
Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes at that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 44.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At the
Play action. Here's Stroud. He'll buy some time right. Throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
They'll roll him out right. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Jets are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. A tone setter on defense. They pick off the first pass. I had to look down, but yeah, no interceptions last week, so they made up for lost time.
Boy, did they ever. And when you pick off the first pass of the game,
under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
and this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. On play action, Rodgers. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And taken at the 46. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
Mills now from the 50. Got his man, Dell. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
He's got Jordan complete right side. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. They run here with Singletary. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Singletary. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. The time called here because a member of the Texans is in some discomfort. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Davis Mills. his first touchdown on the year.
And the Texans add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we were talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Rodgers. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And this is going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. They'll run on 1st down with Singletary.
And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
A solid pickup at 13 sets them up 1st and goal. Singletary again. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line.
A give up the middle to Singletary.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. That's going to go down as a 20-yard loss, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory.
Throwing, Mills.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. New York set to take the field.
And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on this.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And take it right at the 35.
They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Texans will take over. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. 2nd down and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
They go right back to Singletary. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Here now a 3rd down and 8. They'll give this to Singletary running right. And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the 1st down marker. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. On 1st down, Rodgers. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now Rodgers, and this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, after incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, it certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on 3rd down.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that'll be just about all she wrote for this one. On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top. You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory, and this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field, so you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Houston, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And for Charles Davis,